a piece of HIV care that I just recently read about. The research is only a couple of years old, but I think it's just so important to taking care of yourself that I really want to point it out. You know, we're always worried about inflammation that's still even, viral load is suppressed, T cells are doing well, but there's a subtle ongoing inflammation in people's bodies. This is the dynamic article that I read about. It's in the Journal of Internal Medicine by Alter and Altfeld. They're two researchers at Mass General Hospital. I'm going to read you what it says in the bottom of the slide here. Natural killer cells play an important role in determining the quality of the host response to infection. We highlight recent evidence that suggests that natural killer cells influence the clinical fate of HIV-infected individuals. This is huge. NK cells, natural killer cells. This is the cell system. This is your innate immune system that greets all incoming viruses, that polices your body for cancer cells, whether it's the flu, Ebola, Hep C, HIV. And we thought that it was always T cells running the immune system for the major fight in HIV care. So this is, to me, like I said, a big revelation. I want to point out something, especially for Nelson and all of you down in Houston. Carl Folkers from Texas, way back in the late 80s, had done a study of giving people with AIDS lymphadenopathy, ARC, coenzyme Q10, 200 milligrams a day. And their swollen glands went down, and people came down with no opportunistic infections the whole time they were in the study. So this goes back a long time, predating highly active antiretroviral therapy. The other piece that I want to mention about this is, you know, as we're looking at HIV over 50, we're saying, what are special needs for somebody over 50? Well, the body doesn't produce as much coenzyme Q10 starting in our 20s, and by the time you're in your 50s, your liver's just not keeping up. Then, Dr. Folkers had even published a paper that says if you're on lovastatin, your liver's making less coenzyme Q10. So age plus maybe cholesterol treatment is putting your natural killer cell fuel supply at risk. So I want people to be tremendously aware of that, especially, like I said, because NK cells, as Alter and Altfeld are saying, could determine the whole clinical fate of how well you do. There's still your acquired immune system. NK cells are part of your innate immune system. Now we're talking about your acquired immune system. Again, your doctor's looking at your CD4 cells. Those are the generals that run your immune system, but it's your CD8 cells that are doing the work. This is your Pac-Man cells. The Pac-Man cells are part of what we call your Th1 response, and that's what really manages the rest of the HIV infection or Hep C. You have antibodies, the Th2 response, but we know that a virus keeps outsmarting them. The ongoing struggle for antibodies to control the virus is a piece of the inflammation we experience. But like I said, I really want to keep the Th1 system supported. That's very sensitive to materials like zinc, like selenium, and glutathione, the antioxidant enzyme for the body. Well, most Americans are staying away from beef. Many people are running low on zinc. You need some in your vitamin. If you're not eating fish, you're not getting enough selenium. So, and glutathione is really about getting an adequate vitamin C and vitamin E. The interesting piece, if you're not keeping up glutathione and antioxidant capacity in your body, you put on fat here in your gut. It might be hard to see the slide here. Refrigerator Perry. Remember in the olden days, whether it was Lumpy Rutherford and Leave It to Beaver, in the olden days when people put on extra weight, they put on weight all over their body. Now it seems like people are putting on weight in their gut, as you see from this old picture with John Goodman. When there's inflammation in the body that's not being counteracted by diet or vitamins, fat goes here. Also, what happens with inflammation is carbs turn to fat faster and land here. So what I want you to remember out of all this then is to say, I want you to take a decent antioxidant vitamin. Again, you've got Houston Buyers Club with great stuff. They can steer you toward the Jarrow 1 to 3, some other Super Nutrition Company products. Take your fish oils if you're not eating them. It matters to inflammation. as well as now make sure you're taking coenzyme Q10. This is natural killer cell fuel, and I still want your Pac-Man cells fueled with glutamine. So, like I said, this is just a quick little immunology and nutrition piece. And to me, the big revelation is how important natural killer cells are, and therefore how important coenzyme Q10 is. And like I said, coenzyme Q10 supports not only natural killer cells, but it's a great antioxidant. It's good for heart wellness. If you have diabetes, it also squelches a lot of inflammation that comes from sugar or excess sugar in your arteries. It's just so hugely important. If you are not taking it and you happen to be on blood pressure pills, as you start taking coenzyme Q10, be careful, you might have to lower your blood pressure medicines. So anyway, like I said, that's just one little quick piece of immunology that I want everybody to appreciate. There you go. Oh, John Goodman got better, by the way. If he can do it, you can too. Take care.